man.
Hey,
Lance,
bro,
how
I
you
was
doing?
just
What's
listening to
going
you.
on?
Hey, I was listening to you vibe and eat me some boiled peanuts, man. You already know what I was
Listen,
doing.
before we get started, I want to hear more about it. I know you definitely want to talk about it. Please tell us about those Taste Ones boiled peanuts, please.
Man, you already know, man. Taste one boiled peanuts. This is my new business venture I have right now. We've been out since November, and I can honestly say the University of Miami fan base been like really supporting. Like when I say taking it to another level, taking it to another level. Not only that the University of Miami fan base know about it, but it's getting other fan bases to know about it. And man, it's just been opening up a lot of doors for me. And man, I'm gonna continue to push, like correcting everything as I go. You know, you got kinks you got to work out, but
Yeah.
I've been doing it as I've been going. But man, it's been a good, successful run right now.
We're happy to hear that, man. I say this a lot about a lot of football players that come through this program because there's a lot of stupid people out there that think that Miami football players are just that. That's clearly not the case. Like, you guys cannot be put in a box like that. You got Chad Thomas doing music, Tracy Howard's doing music. You have your own business venture. So shouts to that. I was on your website a little bit earlier, and there's a map on there that shows where you can find what locations these peanuts can be found at throughout the city of Miami. There's a couple locations in Opelika, some on 79th Street off of I-95. So not too far from the stadium. Get you a bag and take them to the game. So hopefully they'll start selling. Hopefully they'll start selling at the stadium. Who knows, right?
Well, we need them in there, man. We're gonna see what man Hard Rock kind of, honestly, if we had our stadium, the University of Miami had our stadium, no doubt in my mind they'll be inside the stadium. But Hard Rock, that's not our stadium. So the only reason y'all don't see me there because Hard Rock don't allow it. So that's the only reason, man. We had our own stadium, Taste want to be in there, but since we don't have it in there, but you see it at the bottom right here. Taste1boiledpeanuts.com with an S. If y'all want to place an order, man, I think y'all will be very satisfied, happy about it.
All right. Well, that's that, man. Let's get into some football. And again, I'm very happy for your business venture, man. Congratulations to you on that. I wanted to ask you, man, just overall thoughts. Miami 2-0, new coaching regime, new attitude in the locker room. What do you see so far as a former player? What do you like from the receiver position? What's your overall take so far after 2 games?
Man, my tell of the take would be this week. Like a lot of people, I don't look too much into the first 2 games. We did what we should have done. I was looking at Cristobal just to see if he still had that same fire when I was there in 2004. And guess what? Coach Cristobal still got that same fire. You saw it when he got on the boards on the sideline. But that's that tough love. A lot of people don't know Coach Cristobal got that tough love. I know a lot of those guys probably run through the wall for him. But I just love what I saw. I was just looking at Cristobal. That's the only person I was really looking at was Cristobal and just seeing how he interact. And I could see like when he come back to the sideline, he talking to the offense, he getting on them. But I can't really tell you too much on the first 2 games. Now this game right here, and I know Cristobal for the list. He gonna love this. He gonna make the boys 2-0, losing 2 games in a row. Texas A&M. He better try to listen. He better try to punish them. I guarantee you, Cristobal love that Texas A&M not undefeated right now.
I can see Miami. You know how they say leadership starts at the top and it flows down, from the top, and it resonates from the top, and a team takes on their personality of their coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
With that being the case, Cristobal lived it, breathed it, played it, experienced it. He was on some of those teams that went into big time hostile environments and venues and kicked ass and took names, and that was it. So he's used to this stuff as a player. He's used to it as a coach. Last year, Oregon going into the the horseshoe without Kayvon Thibodeau, their best player, pulled out a win. All right, so he's used to this as a coach and as a player. You got to wonder if Miami kind of takes part of that into the game. But the other thing I wanted to ask you about is if, say, Miami doesn't pull it off, and are there any moral victories? I think I know what you're going to say here, but are there any moral victories if Miami comes away looking good in a loss at Texas A&M on Saturday?
No, I want to get these wins. I want to get these W's on. Hey, I want no L. We've been taking too many L's these past couple of years.
I hear that, man.
But you could tell if that did happen. I answer your question. If it did happen, I know for a fact Cristobal gonna get them boys to bounce right back. He's gonna bounce right back the next day. He's gonna forget about it, have amnesia, and then move on to the next week. Because you already know if you dwell on that 1 week, it's gonna make a break. Now Texas A&M is gonna make a break there. They lose 2 in a row. Oh my God, that's gonna hurt them. I kind of like it because it's like it's putting more pressure on us. Let's make them have 2 losses in a row. You see what I'm saying? Instead of 1. I'd rather give them that second loss. I'm happy we're not undefeated. I'm happy they're not undefeated. We undefeated, but I definitely want to see them give them that second loss.
Okay, see, I was looking at it the other way. I wanted to give them their first loss. I wanted to give them their only loss to the season because then that would look good on Miami. Now, say Texas A&M runs the table after this or whatever, but I see what you're saying. I see your point in terms of what Cristobal or how he'll have his team ready to play when Miami comes back home against, I think it's Middle Tennessee State in 2 weeks, because during that FSU streak where Miami lost 7 in a row, I think there was a point where Miami lost like 2 or 3 games after an FSU game for 4 years in a row there. And that was just FSU had beat us twice. That can't happen. That can't happen. And the other thing that I don't like about this game is this. This is what the national perception is going to be in some of these dumb Hurricanes fans out there, because they do exist. I'm sure you know that as a former player. App State beat them. So Miami's got to beat them. Miami's got to beat them because App State beat them. App State's not a bad team, number one. And then the other one is, if Miami does win, of course Miami should have beat them because App State won. Miami's kind of in a lose-lose proposition when it comes to that. So I don't like that at all. What I do want to see is Miami go in there and play like the 12th ranked team, win or lose. And that's going to be I can't believe College Game Day is not there, which is unbelievable. They're going to Boone.
You like the only ranked game that week, like 2 ranked teams, right?
It's at 9 o'clock, man. It's at 9 o'clock. How you not gonna? Do you know where they're going, right? You know where they're going, right? You know where Game Day is going? They're going to Appalachian State.
Yeah, but
like, come on, man. I don't understand that. But
it's disrespect. But I guess they always see Appalachian State upset a big one of these Power 5 schools. So I guess they want to get them boys some shine.
Right. I
guess just look at it like this. Hopefully, Florida State undefeated. We undefeated. Then you know what they're coming at.
Oh man, listen. I'm one of those people that hopes FSU loses every game until God comes back, until Jesus comes back. And I don't mind them being winless for the rest of the time. But yes, that's homecoming. It'll be a great game in November. I get it. And by the way, you're listening to the Miami Hurricanes Watch by your host, Mike McCoy, joined by Lance Leggett, former Miami Hurricanes wide receiver from Bartow, Florida, played his high school football over at Arlington Grace Prep over in Texas. War number 9, one of my favorite, most athletic receivers, long legs with speed. I think that there was a game that I'll never forget. I think you guys were at Wake Forest. You guys caught a pass from Kyle Wright. That's just an image that sticks in my head. I'm like, damn, I knew you were fast, but that's the first time I think I really got to see you stretch your legs, and I'll never forget that.
Had them jets, man. You already know, had them burners, boy.
Let me ask you a question. In terms of receivers right now on the Miami roster, all right, I'm going to go ahead and rattle them off to you because I'm not sure if you know all of them by heart. But in terms of receivers,
that's one that group right there I can kind of name. Go out.
Who in your minds should be a target in this game? Who is your favorite receiver? I mean, Frank Ladson kind of mirrors you the most out of everyone in terms of his physical frame. 6'3", 205 from South Dade, went to Clemson, transferred here. My favorite on the roster is Romello Brinson. He reminds me of Lamar Thomas just because of his build, and to me, he's one of Miami's most talented receivers. I've always loved, and I'm glad he's getting a chance right now, number 83, Marco Redding, because he's probably the most physically talented receiver in the group.
He put together now, Redding. His body put together now. He definitely put together. Man, honestly, I just be wanting to see them boys win as a whole. You know, you're supposed to have that one in a group that stand out and probably have the most yards, but I feel like this is receiving core. Everybody got to be as one. I don't feel like we're gonna have that one receiver just stick out. I think all of them got to make plays with Van Dyke spreading the ball around. I don't feel like you could go. You could go to one receiver 10 times. I don't think we have that receiver right now that you can go to him 10 times a game. You see what I'm saying? And when I mean going 10 times, go to him 10 times a game, but can he change the game when you go to him 10? Don't just catch the ball. Can you make some plays, like explosive plays? So me personally, I feel like as a group, we can do that, but I don't feel like we had that one that could just take over that game. So that's how I look at it.
That's a fair assessment because of the simple fact that, we haven't seen it as fans. We have yet to see it. They might have the potential to do it. They may be capable of doing it, but you got to do it. And look, Saturday is the best time to do it. You're literally going to have all the lights on you. It's going to be national television, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on ESPN, Kyle Field, 12th man. I mean, you name it. That's what you come to Miami for, right? SEC opponent. In terms of what you think Miami has to do, the way Appalachian State won that game was ball control offense. They ran for close to 200 yards. They didn't throw for, a good amount, but they controlled the ball, held the ball for, I want to say it was close to 40 minutes. I'm going to look through my notes in a second. But Miami's run game, hopefully Zion Nelson is back and healthy. You're going to have, Thad Franklin back there. Paris has been running crazy. I get it. It's 2 preseason games from Miami. But in terms of ball control offense and, that being your best form of defense when it comes to facing a team like Florida A&M, Texas A&M, how do you see that going along for Miami?
To me, I know a lot of people have been saying the running backs, like, they look good. In my eyes, I promise you, when I was looking at the past 2 games, I'm like, man, they missing something. It's like, I'll be honest with them, I'm like, they missing something. And then next thing, I was telling my cousin that, I'm like, man, I don't know, bro. It's like, they running it, but it's like, they missing something. And next thing you know, Cristobal came out in the interview. He said the running backs wasn't running hard. I saw that with my eyes, but a lot of people like, oh, Parrish had over 100 yards both games. And I like that, but it was like them boys missing something. And I'm happy to address that because everybody else is saying we running good. And I was looking at the film like, nah, they got to pick it up. And Cristobal came out and said that. That was so crazy. He's like, man, the running backs got to pick it up. They're not running hard. And that's how I feel. This game right here, man, Van Dyke, put it on him. We say he a top 10 pick. If Van Dyke a top 10 pick, this the game you got to show up in. But and I tell people this. I'm sorry to keep going on, but I tell people this: when have we ever struggled against Texas A&M?
In my lifetime, Miami is 2-0 against A&M.
Yeah.
Jacory went over there and beat them boys. And then at home, I don't know if you were on that team, but it was a Thursday night game at the OB.
Thursday night, yeah, I bought them too. I bought them for a deep ball.
I remember that game on a Thursday night that had that big old running back, Javorsky Lane, that everybody was talking about. Big old number, I think he wore number 37. And they shut that running attack down. Who was the quarterback for that? Was it Kirby or was it Kyle? Because I honestly can't remember.
I can't, boy, don't make me lie. I think it was Kirby.
Okay.
I know I caught deep ball, but I just can't remember who it was.
Okay, fair enough. I'm glad we brought in. We got 2 minutes before I let you go. And by the way, really, I want to appreciate you for your time, man.
Good, bro. We vibing, man. You one of the ones I like. You got a good vibe, so good.
I appreciate you, man. I want to talk about something completely off topic. All right. I want to talk about Kyle Wright because he is one of my favorite quarterbacks to ever come to Miami. I think he takes a lot of unwarranted heat by fans. Everybody knows the amount of coordinators he went through. And let's face it, the man was running for his life almost every. And I'm not trying to talk crap about your fellow teammates on that O-line, but he was running for his life a lot of times. The man had an NFL arm. I think he had, in my eyes, he had NFL talent, was, Gatorade Player of the Year coming out of high school. And just tell me overall as a receiver, what it was catching balls like from Kyle Wright, because to me, I mean, he was a total package. Yeah,
Kyle had it all, like the size, the build, the athleticism, he had the arm. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people, even with myself, and I'm not using that as an excuse. Oh, well, that shit, man. Like I tell people, man, that shit was 20 years ago. You still dwelling on that shit. I don't give a damn. But it was so long ago. We had so many offensive coordinators. A lot of people don't understand. Like every year, every spring, we going in and trying to learn a new offense. Every spring, rather than having an offense where we know and then we just add on to it. No, we coming in. We had to learn a new offense every year. We had 3 offensive coordinators. 3. That out of the 4 years I was there. So that goes to show, like, that's going to slow down the chemistry. You see what I'm saying? You can have chemistry with a player, but now you got to, we guessing, okay, you got to run this route. When you usually run another route doing this concept, now you got to run this route doing this concept. So that's why I understand, tell the fans, like, what Kyle, man, the situation, when we went there, just the situation, different offensive coordinator. That's the only thing I can really say.
All right. Well, I appreciate that because I go to bat for him. I never met him, anything like that, but I go to bat for him because I think he just took a lot of unwarranted heat. But Lance,
but hold on, but what you saying? And I tell a lot of them boys, man. And what I hate, man, F that. I don't care about them fans not liking you. Come back. You see what I'm saying? They might say bad shit about me. I don't give a damn. I'm coming back. Show your face, man. That shit old. And you still stuck on that old fucking well. But my thing is, man, come back. And the fans make them boys not want to come back. You see what I'm saying? And that's the sad part about it. A lot of fans don't understand. They say all that dumbass shit, but y'all running these boys away. Well, we could still probably get some recruits. And y'all running away because they don't want to come back. And I'm being that one. I probably ain't had a career I want to have, but I'm still showing my face. I ain't hiding my face. Get these peanuts.
Listen, man. Once a cane, always a cane. You got a free ticket to come on campus whenever you want to. Come on the sidelines whenever you want to. Go to Green Tree wherever you want to. Come on this show whenever you want to. I appreciate you, man. I don't mean to cut you short. Mike. I don't mean to cut you short, but we got to go. I will text you after the show. Okay. All right. But thanks for your time, man. I appreciate you. And go Canes. We'll catch up later. All right.
Almost deaf. All right, man.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and take a break.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big